Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hi, Mr. Eddie. Good afternoon.
你是不要写的嘛？对啦，那
Hi, let me introduce myself. This is Memo, Head Consultant of SRO Education. Today, we are hosting information section to share information about a reputable international school in Thailand. It is Raffles American School. Thank you everyone for joining us. Today we will highlight interesting points like curriculum running at Raffles American School and type of high school exam at the end. Also, we will share about the academic calendar, also possible admission start dates for every student. And then we will share the information about academic assessments to enter to the Raffles American School. Also, the school facilities like boarding, school lunch, school bus, uniform facilities, and others. Last but not least, we will share about the students-teacher ratios and nationalities of teachers' profile. And then as extracurricular activities, what kind of activities are offered and how they manage. And many interesting points will be shared by Mr. Andy. Also, we will share information about the parent support visa for parents. Parents be like mom or dad, yet you can pick wherever you want. So let me invite Mr. Andy. I'm honored to introduce our speaker, Mr. Andy, Vice Principal Elementary School, Raffles American School. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Mr. Andy, like they said. I have been at Raffles for, I think this is year number 7 or 8, I believe 7. Currently, I am the elementary school vice principal. Before, I was the grade 3 homeroom teacher, then moved into the academic coordinator role, and then into this vice principal role. I am the elementary vice principal. However, we also have a vice principal for early years, which would be our preschool, pre-K, and nursery. And then we also have a middle school, high school vice principal and principal as well. I will go ahead and just give you guys a nice rundown of our school through this presentation. So let me share my screen. One moment. Okay, so here we are. So we are Raffles American School, and that is our motto, think, create, succeed. Let's see if we go here. This is Mr. Kyle. He is the current head of school. He's been with us for about 4 years now, and very great leader. All of us really enjoy him. Currently, he is the head of school. Previously, he was the high school principal, and then recently came into this head of school role. So you'll see him walking around on campus, very involved in the classroom, helping a lot of feedback with the teachers, showing his face with the students, very friendly, positive atmosphere. So you'll see Mr. Kyle. And this is our current campus for the elementary school. If I pull down here, so we have our general learning outcomes. This is one aspect of our lessons where we have the students focus on what is the general outcome today. Of course, our lessons will have parts of all of these outcomes. So in every lesson, they will be problem solving. They will have some organization. They will communicate. they will be working together with interpersonal skills, but some part of the lesson will focus on one of those four, and this will be just guiding the activity for the day. And another part of our program is this acknowledging of students and their special skills or their areas of strength. So we find that we have 10 what we call learner profiles of these students. So some students really showcase or demonstrate responsible actions, reflective actions, being open-minded with new subjects or new topics. And we just like to recognize these students. So about once a month, we have GLO assemblies, which are these general learning outcomes. And at these assemblies, we like to recognize about 3 students, give or take, per month in one of these categories. So if they're doing something in their social studies class or their Thai class, and they're showing very knowledgeable skills, or they're taking risks by answering questions that they're unfamiliar with, we like to recognize these students. We give them a certificate, put them on our seesaw, which is how we communicate with parents, and just like to show off all of the great skills of our students. And these are the 10 that we focus on throughout the whole year. Just at a glance, what is the American education? So as you see here, the American curriculum is a rigorous standards-based system that aims to educate the whole child. So what this means is standards-based. We will have a way for students to progress as they get through their education, as they go through the grades, the skills will increase and they will progress and ask more of the students, but still focusing on the same topics. So for example, in grade 3, the standard would be to write a narrative with an introduction, a middle part, and a conclusion. In grade 4, they would be required to add multiple paragraphs to develop their story. So it's just one of the quick ways that they're still learning similar ideas, but the amount of work, the standards, and the level will increase as the students get older. Transferability, our school will use the American curriculum and we go by these standards. So any American school will follow these same exact standards. This AP placement, we are now not doing this. Instead, we have switched to an IB curriculum. So for these high school students that are graduating, they will be participating in the IB program, not the AP. So it's actually a little bit better and more applicable, like we say back here, transferability. If you have an IB diploma, it's recognized worldwide. As I mentioned, a standards-based curriculum. And if you have a moment, feel free to just Google American Common Core Standards, and you will be able to see what each student should know by the end of that grade. And that's what we're working towards. We offer quite a few co-curricular programs, including academies, which would be school sports teams that travel and compete against other schools. And we also have ECAs, extracurricular activities. Those range from academic, like homework or Thai or Chinese, to more sports related, like frisbee and kickball. And we even have some more fun that is singing, dancing, origami, things that are just an extra hour for the students to connect with the community, do a new skill, or learn something that they wouldn't see in the classroom. And as I continue, this is a big focus of our strategies and what we like to do at Raffles. So on the left, you'll see this traditional classroom. And this is where you have the teacher or the instructor at the front of the class, telling all of the students what they need to know. The teacher has all of the experience, the teacher has the knowledge, and they pass it to the students. This is very limiting in terms of the engagement of the children. They're simply listening and trying to remember. Our approach is more about collaboration. The instructor does have knowledge and experience, but it's a whole classroom situation where the students are passing knowledge back to each other. They are discussing the ideas, and there's even other diagrams where the students are interacting with the instructor because they will provide feedback. Oh, I learned this. I'm ready to learn something new. Or if they have questions, the instructor, with their experience and knowledge, will be able to readdress that topic, expand on it some more, and use the other students in the classroom to help build up that knowledge. So that is a main drive of our lessons. We like to have about 5 minutes in the opening to ask a critical thinking question, meaning something that is related to the lesson, but it might be something more creative, getting students to open up their minds. After that, it's only about 5 to 10 minutes of this style of the instructor teaching the students. The majority of our lessons have a lot of collaboration and working together to create and to explore. This is one more representation of that same concept. In this traditional outcome, we have the teacher telling the student, you need to learn this. This is what you do. This is the next part. And we put it into the student. They memorize, they study their notebooks. This can be a nice strategy for some people in some fields. However, we want our students to be well-rounded, to be able to connect and think critically when they encounter new situations. So with that, they might learn one thing, but have their own connections to many other topics or many other ideas. So that's the whole point of familiarize. They'll learn one thing and make their connections from math to social studies, language arts, anything about people, information, they just make their own connection. This helps to drive their learning and they become active participants. They are being in charge of the next topic or how two things connect. So I will go into some of this. I know there's a lot of words and reading on here, but this is just an overview of our different academic programs. So as I said previously, we do have our preschool or early years is what we call it. This consists of nursery, preschool, which is also called K1, pre-kindergarten, which is K2. So 3 years of our early years program. In here, students have the opportunity to play and explore their environment provided within the classroom and the campus. So a lot of this is going to be teacher observation in terms of assessments and grades. How are they interacting with their fellow classmates? How are they in terms of following the directions and getting this work done, and how they are understanding new concepts? For most of these students, this is the first time that they are in a school setting. So it is about learning routines, separating from mom and dad for those few hours a day in these early years, and learning how to just function as a student in the classroom. We do have a lot of individual interests and pacing throughout this age level. There's no reading level or exit requirements to kindergarten. So in Thailand, Kindergarten is when students are obligated to start attending school. Before that, in this early years program, nursery, K1, K2, that is up for the parents to decide if they want to enroll their child early. We highly suggest it just for the reasons I mentioned earlier. It really familiarizes the student with the school atmosphere. They learn that the teachers are another adult figure to help and support them. They learn friendships and working with other young children. So it's a great opportunity to start that education process. Our Common Core State Standards is again the focus of our lesson. So we are looking at their engagement. We're trying to nurture these creative and imaginative experiences and their curiosity. We want them to explore, discover, find new things, and through that process, they will be learning. We focus a lot on their physical development and their health, a lot of safety about how to wash your hands, healthy eating, normal things for young students to learn that will help them as they get older, including social emotional development, how to communicate, and of course, their cognition about the world, such as our typical subjects. So math, science, social studies, technology, this is all in relation to their age level. So while they use technology, it would not be them using a laptop. It would be something small one-on-one with the teacher. Same thing for science and social studies, small experiments, hands-on exploring, so that students can discover new things. As I continue and go into our elementary grades. So this would be kindergarten, also called K3. So that is our abbreviation. And this goes all the way up to grade 4. So this would be our elementary school. In here, again, the Common Core standards are going to be our main drive. So language arts, math, those will have at least one session or 1 hour every day. For science and social studies, those classes will have 2 or 3, depending on the grade level, as well as languages, art, and music, and PE are 1 class a week. We also have swimming every week. So our specials, very fun, engaging. We also use these curriculums as mentioned on this slide. But the main drive of the school, just to remember, is our Common Core state standards. We use the other frameworks to help guide our lessons and our assessments throughout this whole process. When students get into grade 3 and grade 4, this is where the technology really increases. So when students arrive and they start grade 3, Raffles requires all students to have their own personal laptops. Now, we get questions about tablets. We do accept tablets. However, they are extremely challenging, and we prefer a laptop over a tablet a million times. It's just much better for the students, much better for the teacher, and this is in relation to their age. So they do not need a brand new Apple or MacBook. A simple, cheap laptop where they learn how to create documents, how to create slideshows, how to access many of our online resources. So going into our online resources, that is a major part of our Raffles curriculum. While we have these Common Core state standards as our driving focus to make sure we're hitting what the students need to learn, we have an open curriculum for language arts where we are able to draw from many resources and different novel studies to meet these standards. For math, we do we have Reveal Math, a new curriculum that we acquired last year. Before it was Eureka, but now we've got this new Reveal Math. It is digital for grades 3 and grade 4 because they have their own laptops. And for the younger grades, we do have workbooks and textbooks for the teachers and students to use. While we get to grade 3 and grade 4, we do open up a lot of the online learning platforms. Some of them, just to go over quickly, is IXL, amazing platform that shows the exact level of where your student is at and recommends certain skills that the student needs to work on, or will allow the teacher to assign skills for the whole class. We use this as a diagnostic tool to see where the students are and what they can learn. And we use it as an assessment tool and review tool to see specific questions and specific skills addressed. So IXL is great. We use several reading platforms of Epic, which is free for students during school hours. And we have Kids A to Z, or Reading A to Z. And that is encouraged because that offers a lot of books, listening, and comprehension quizzes specifically targeted to a student's reading level. As they read more and as they progress through those comprehension quizzes, they will be assigned new books, more challenging, higher level, to keep pushing them to learn more. So our elementary school curriculum, thriving, very fun, one of the areas that I have the most experience with. And yes, as we go over to middle school, we start having the assessments contain a lot of reflection. So here students are starting to see the bigger picture of their education, preparing them to get to high school. That is the big goal of middle school. They're no longer children learning how to learn. They are now middle schoolers preparing for high school. So we are looking at independence, responsibility, and how they can develop a love of learning that they will continue through high school and university. You'll notice the curriculum, the standards are relatively the same between all of our different levels of schooling. Arrow standards for social studies, the next generation science standards for science. Most of these are based from what the American schools do use. And then lastly, we will talk briefly about high school. This would be grades 9 to grade 12. When students complete our program and graduate, they will have a equivalent of a US high school diploma, and they'll be completing our IB diploma program. IB program is a world program that many different schools use. It is recognized, again, that transferability. If you have an IB diploma, that is very good, just like a US high school diploma. But instead of US high school, IB is international. So we're looking elsewhere. If you want to study in the US after high school, or in Europe, any place around the world, the IB diploma will be a good foot in the door. So these have the requirements, what you would typically expect from any high school diploma. Taking these English, math, science, arts, and even these electives, these are the requirements and what's expected in the US school, and it's what we offer here in Thailand as well. Quickly going over into our extracurricular activities. Super fun. The students are always waiting for these sessions to start. and not wanting them to end. So we actually just began our semester 1 2 weeks ago. So these will consist of 20 sessions, which is about 10 weeks, depending on any holidays. We have different ECAs for Monday, Wednesday ECAs or Tuesday, Thursdays. So it'll be about 2 sessions a week. And we send out brochures in advance so parents can see what ECAs we will offer. Here's some examples. As I said, we have things from 3D design, which are more academic focused and extra math practice, or something that is more fun, like yoga, dance, Zumba, even band. So many different ECAs. They run for about 1 hour after school has been dismissed. I'll go over more about that in just a moment, but these ECAs will take place every semester, both of them 20 sessions each. So about 10 weeks, 2 times a week. On Friday, there will be no ECAs, specifically because we have 1 hour early release on these Fridays. This is for the opportunity for all teachers to meet, to plan, to work without students for the very last hour of the week. This helps us collaborate if we have any upcoming events like Halloween and White Crew, our 2 holidays coming in the next few weeks. So we have that 1 hour. Students will leave 1 hour early, and teachers will remain on campus to plan and collaborate with each other. We have that time built into our schedule. So you'll see if you are in the early years program, again, nursery to pre-K, we're dropping off from 7 to 8:30. So it is a wide open drop-off period because we also have our elementary school that starts from 7 to 8. It's a little bit different because our elementary classes will start at 8 a.m. The early years classes, they will have homeroom and will not begin until 8:30. However, they get picked up from 2 to 2:30, and Friday is the same. But if you look over on these other grade levels, we have pickup from 3 to 3:15, but Friday, it's 1 hour earlier. 2 to 2:15. And that can be very similar for our elementary. Middle school and high school will be a little bit different. Operations has been adjusting the timetables throughout this year. Currently, they are starting about 45 minutes earlier than the elementary school, and they're ending about 30 minutes earlier as well. So these procedures continue to be refined, but right now, the students will be checked out at this time, usually about 3 o'clock when there's no ECAs. You will have a parent badge like this with a QR code on the back. You say, "Hi, I'm here to pick up my student." Teachers will scan your code. This is just to ensure safety that we know where all students are. And then they will leave the classroom and you'll pick them up and take them home. As I mentioned, we offer these sports academies. So that's the difference between our academies and ECAs. These are school sports teams run by our sports department. Currently, we have football, swim, and badminton. You'll see in the picture, there is basketball, but right now we are not having the basketball team to my knowledge. I've seen some of them practicing. I think we'll do that more in a semester 2 after Christmas break. But we do have these tryouts, and one more is the school calendar. So we had our original start date on August 13th. This is the typical start date of our school. We do follow the American pacing and school calendar for the most part, but we also have the Thai holidays included. So You can see in the beginning, this first part, a lot of open days where we are coming to school, no holidays, getting this learning done. We have a fun week. This is blue, and we're in the process right now of our friendship week. Very fun activities for all of the students to collaborate together, to learn about each other, to play with each other, and develop friendships that will last throughout the school year. We have different holidays that you'll see in red and green. We have a nice 3-week break for December, a couple more breaks throughout February and April for Songkran, and our summer usually happens about midway through June, and it's a month and a half, starting back again in August. If you are considering enrolling at any time, currently we do have open enrollment. So we have a process to enroll in our school. I'll go over that again, I'll go over that shortly. But once you decide to enroll, it is only up to the teachers and yourself to decide when would be a nice time to start. We have a new student actually starting tomorrow, and I know we have emails of 2 more students starting next week. Even though we're already towards the end of the quarter, we mostly will just put the student in the classroom, have them complete the activities with the rest of the class so we can have an assessment, see what do you know, what do you still need to learn, and from there we can make a plan going forward. They would not be penalized if they joined us, say halfway through the quarter. They wouldn't need to make up old work that they haven't learned through the teacher, but they would be completing the assignments with the rest of the class so we can see where they are. Right. This one is our payment summary. I'll leave this in here for you to peruse, but if you have questions, we do have Kuam here with me and can speak Thai much better than myself, so she can answer any questions for you. We do like to work with the families, and so we will answer any questions that you guys have about that. Going into our school uniform, these are pictures of our brand new uniforms. Before they were very similar, but now we have a new logo of a merlion. We have orange daily shirts with gray PE shirts. So we wear this outfit during PE days or swim days. And then we have different options for skirt pants for girls, regular pants or skirts, and then nice little hats and shirts for boys. So very nice, interesting, fun uniforms. Second. I have to turn on the charger for my laptop. Okay. Now, the steps for the application process. So first, we would like to have you inquire and just develop some kind of communication with the school. Let us know you're interested. That way we can help you through the process. We do encourage you to visit the school. Everything looks great on a laptop screen. Come by, check us out, ask questions, ask for a tour. There daily, we will see families walking around. We do like to have an open campus atmosphere where it is we have the availability for parents to come and check out the school. Of course, we'll stay out of the classrooms to let this learning take place, but please come and see the campus and what the day looks like. The next step would be to complete this application and any necessary documents. Is the one with me, and she is in charge of admissions. Amazing support, so anything that you need, she can definitely help you with. She is right there on camera, and I'll leave that up there. I won't have to read all of it for you, but this is just the typical process of enrolling, and this information will also help with the visa process for international students. We have this information available. Step 3, we have the application. to interview. At this time, we would also ask for the students to complete some kind of short assessment so that we know where they are when they're coming in. I believe there's a coming slide that will explain it a little bit more. So I'm going to go and jump to that next one. After everything has gone through, we will continue with that registration process, about 1 or 2 more weeks to confirm the intent and making sure payment and the homeroom teachers and everyone is ready to accept that student. Okay. Once all that's gone through, we have this visa process. So you've enrolled, you are going to attend our school. We have the payment fees are made. So we have the school documents like we showed on this slide about the old school, previous school report, birth certificate, residence, digital photos, things like that. Next, you can apply for the student visa and guardian visa from the Thai embassy in your own countries. Only the biological parents can apply for that guardian visa. Relatives cannot apply for this visa specifically. The Thai embassy will give you 3 months of a visa when you arrive. You contact the school, then they will extend that student visa and the guardian visa after that. This is just the typical process of how Thailand does all of their visas. Even for teachers, you'll start on one visa after some time, and the process will switch you over to a different visa or extend the one you're currently on. I would say our visa team is very, very good. One of the best parts of our school. They help our teachers, they help our students and families. Great visa team. Quick map of the school. This would be, I would just say Google it. We are in the suburb of Bangkok. So I would say about 20 minutes and we're right downtown. We are in a location that I fully love because it's very populated. There's everything close, but it's not the craziness and cramped area of downtown. So over here's our school. The common way is to take Bang Na Trat. There'll be a left turn here. You'll pass apartments. There's another school on this side. But if you follow us down, we'll be through here. There's actually another side street that is not well known. It does charge 10 baht to go through that. So that's just one opportunity or another way to get to our school, something that you should explore when you're here. Going down this road, over on this side, is Mega Bang Na, a very big shopping complex with many other fun activities around it and many apartments and condos. On this side, there's another mall here, 2 malls on this side, and just many restaurants along Annut or Udom Suk. So this area is outside of downtown Bangkok, but still very, very close and has everything you need in this location. I personally live about a 15-minute walk away. So there are lots of options around, and Suvarnabhumi Airport be about 25 minutes away. So we're kind of in the middle of the airport and downtown. Nice location, I think. And that is my presentation on these slides. So we'll put that here. And I am available for questions, comments, anything from you guys.